Hey everybody, it's Ian the Off-Kilter Crafter, and today I'm going to be doing a review of what's in this box. I bet you don't know what it is. Actually, I bet you do know what it is, because it's up on the title above this video. So, well, I'm going to do a review of it. Today I'm going to be doing a review of what's in this box, which there's the label right there. It is the MISTI stamping tool. So we're going to open up the box and see what all is included in the box. Here is the box, and inside is the MISTI stamping tool. I bought this one from Simon Says Stamp, and they are currently selling, at the time of the recording of this video, they are selling a kit for $119.99. Now, if you just want the MISTI stamping tool, you can get it over at mysweetpetunia.com, and you can get it for $50, but it does not include magnets or cleaning solution or anything like that. So I bought mine from Simon Says Stamp since it comes with a few extras as well. Alright, inside I have a Simon Says Stamp. This is grid paper pad. We have some bubble wrap. I also forgot that I had, wow. I did not realize how big this jar was. I also, whenever I placed this order, bought some clear embossing powder and some black embossing powder. And I didn't realize, I did not realize how much clear embossing powder I bought. I was not expecting the jar to be that big. I also got some black embossing powder as well. These do not come in the kit. I just ordered them at the same time as my MISTI stamping tool. Alright, back to the MISTI stamping tool. We have a bottle. This is a big bottle. This is a bottle of plastic clean and shine. This is for use on the MISTI stamping tool because you're not supposed to use certain things with it, and I would have to look at the website to remember exactly what those things are. But you can't use just regular cleaner. Okay, looks like the next thing should be MISTI. Yep. So it comes packaged really well. And there's the MISTI. Do not discard. Final clean to be applied over screen printing on exterior of MISTI. Okay. So I think this is just a clear plastic covering that you're supposed to put over the stamped or what is this, screen printed image, so that way it doesn't come off. Well, why didn't they put this on in the first place? I'm a little confused why they didn't go ahead and put this on to my MISTI when I bought it. I mean, I did spend $119 on it, but okay. And this kit comes with the 2 magnets in it. So they're my 2 magnets. And here's, thank you for purchasing MISTI, most incredible stamp tool invented. Oh, that's why it's called the MISTI. I didn't know that. The MISTI lid is screen printed. Screen printing is the process of pushing paint through a stencil. The paint will sit on top of the surface. With time, it will weather away. Proper care of the MISTI is important. Okay, proper care is important. Wipe away excess ink from ink pads right away, especially if it's permanent ink. Do not allow to sit on the lid overnight. Well, I wouldn't anyways. Gently wipe the lid. Do not scrub or scratch. Use Nuvus 1 plastic clean and shine for general cleaning only. Any other cleaner has the potential to remove the screen printing or damage the acrylic. Okay, so that's why you have to use this special cleaning solution that they included in the kit. If you don't get the kit, it's not included and you have to buy that separately. Do not drop. Well, that's kind of obvious. By purchasing the MISTI, you are agreeing to only use the recommended cleaner and follow the cleaning and care directions. Using any other cleaners will be at your own risk. Do not use other cleaners unless they are for acrylic. Vinyl clean. Please peel from backing and apply to exterior of lid to prolong the life of the grid. Alrighty. Well, anyways, So I have the two magnets in here. We also have this mat that actually comes out as well, and then we have a grid on the inside. So that helps us keep everything where we need it. And then you can take the padded paper, I guess we can put this in instead of the, oh no, it's too high. Yeah, that doesn't fit. So I guess you peel off one page at a time and use it like that. Okay, well, let's go ahead and try and put the cling onto the door here. Okay, this was very awkward and hard to figure out how to do correctly. Sorry if I get in the way. Okay, well, it doesn't go all the way to the end. And I've got a whole bunch of bubbles. All right, so I'm gonna take my Cricut vinyl scraper and try to I just think it should already be on with as much money as I'm paying for it, and I don't have to worry about it. I tried using my Cricut spatula to kind of push it out and get it to work, but the air bubbles are, the vinyl is sticky and it stuck to the scraper, and I don't know, it didn't work very well, so I couldn't really even use it. Now that I have everything set up, I can do some stamping with it. Now whenever you're doing stamping, you're supposed to, if you have the, ooh, careful, these magnets are really attract to each other. Alright, separate those. Now when using the MISTI tool, you are supposed to stamp with the pad, this black pad in, if you're going to be stamping with, say, something like the Sweet Stamp Shop stamps, because they are the clear cling stamps, and so you need the little extra pad in there if you're going to be using those. If you are going to be using stuff like the Tim Holtz stamps that have the padding on the back and the stamp on them as well, you're supposed to take the mat out so that there's enough room to allow them to stamp. So when using the MISTI, what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of paper and put it into one of the corners, line it up with the rulers, and then you can take your stamp. I want to put the hippo right there, I think. So the first thing I'm going to do is close the door on the MISTI, and that's going to pick up my little hippo dude. And I forgot to put the magnets on the piece of paper, which will help to keep it in place. Now I'm going to grab my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I'm going to go ahead and ink up my little hippo. My little happy hippo. He's all nice and inky. And I'm going to close the door. When I do that, leaves an impression on the piece of paper. If I didn't get him exactly right the first time, I can take my Tuxedo Black ink and just go over him again and close the door again on him. That way I get him in exactly the same place every single time. And that darkened the lines up. I like how that looks. I'm going to close the door, pick up my stamp, and I'm going to use one of my little ink pads, and I'm just going to ink up the saying. I'm going to close it back. That didn't quite get it very dark, so I'm going to go over it one more time. Much better. That looks a lot better. And I think I want to put little glasses on them too. How cute would that be? So I'm going to pick those glasses up, same way I've done so far. Put a little ink on them. And then once again, close the door. Oh, look how cool that looks. Love it. So it came out pretty well. I'm really happy with the results. I like that I was able to stamp it several times to get a darker image. So now it's time to use the spray. Okay, so the cleaner works very, very well. I'm actually really pleased with how well the cleaner works. But I'm wondering if I can use a baby wipe on it, but I don't want to destroy the acrylic, so I'm not going to use a baby wipe on it. Alright, the next test I'm going to do is on the Tim Holtz birds. I have placed the bird down and I've taken the mat out so that there should be enough room to close the door on it and pick the bird up. This is Art Loft watercolor paper, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that straight in. Put the magnets down on top. And I'm going to ink up my little bird stamp with some Ranger archival ink. So if I wanted to do watercolor, I could do that with this ink. I'm going to close the door. And it's not as dark as I would like because it is on watercolor paper, I bet. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again. That's better, but I'm just going to do it one more time just to make sure I get it nice and dark. I think that's as dark as it's going to get. And I think that image came out quite well. I really like that. Nice and dark and crisp. I now have my MISTI all set up and ready to go. I have to say that I think it'll make it easier to do mass producing of cards. So for instance, if I'm making Christmas cards or a lot of the same card over and over again, I think this tool will definitely help me make those cards very quickly and easily. Several things to be aware of. The magnets are very, very strong, and I've pinched my fingers a couple of times as they've slammed together. So you have to be really, really careful about where you put the magnets and how you're using the magnets. And when you pick them up off the mat, make sure that they don't slam into each other, because I don't know if you can see my fingers red right there where my finger got smashed in between two of them. But that's me, just clumsy me, really. I don't like the price point. I think this is probably overpriced for what you're getting. I don't feel that it's worth that much money. I feel like it is a good tool, and I definitely am excited to have it, but I don't think it's worth $119. Another thing that upset me about this MISTI stamping tool is the fact that the vinyl cover didn't already come on the MISTI tool itself, and that I had to put it on myself. I'd say if you have a little extra money in the budget and want this MISTI stamping tool, you should definitely check it out and make the investment. But I would buy it from mysweetpetunia.com instead of Simon Says Stamp, because it's cheaper over there for just the stamping tool, and you can get the other accessories as you need them. Otherwise, I would say stick with just your regular acrylic blocks. I think you'll do just fine with these. I'll keep playing around with it and see if my opinion changes on that though. So that's it for my first impression on the MISTI stamping tool. I'll make sure to play around with it some more and see if my opinion changes as I get to use it. Don't forget guys, if you liked today's video and today's review of the MISTI stamping tool, hit that thumbs up button down below. That lets YouTube know that you liked my video, and then we'll share it with other people as well. Also, you can hit that button below that says subscribe, so that way you can get great updates every time I post a new video. You can also find me over on Twitter at OffKilterIan, and on Facebook, just look for the Off Kilter Crafter. I think that's going to do it for today, and I will see you next time, guys. Remember, keep it off kilter. Bye! I also got... Drop it. I'll give it some more work and...